Hello everyone and welcome to this video where I'm going to be walking you step by step how to create a construction website. So if you're looking forward to creating a website for a construction company or maybe a real estate company or interior design company, okay, so this video guide is going to walk you through all the steps that you need to get a professional website done. Also, the knowledge you're going to be getting from this video, especially if you're a beginner, will also guide you in creating just any kind of business website, okay, even beyond construction kind of websites, okay. Maybe you want to create a website for a professional company, maybe for a business or for anything. The knowledge you're going to be getting from this video will also be of help to you in getting to create all those kinds of websites. All right. So before we move forward, let me show you what the website you're going to be creating, what it looks like. All right, so this is the website you are going to be creating. So if you look here, this is the hero section. We have the header right here. So right here we have the logo. So if you scroll down, we can see we have this is more like the services that is being offered: construction, design, repair, renovation, material supply, interior design. And then right here, you can showcase your portfolio of some of the jobs or works that you've completed before. So next, you can also decide to show some of your professionals. Okay, maybe you want to showcase yourself or some of your architect or your engineers. Okay, you can also do that right here. And if you don't want, you can easily take this section away. Okay, and this place is a testimonial. All right, so you can just come over here and update your testimonial. If you want to put in a pricing guide, all right, so this could be optional also. You can also put this or you take it out. All right, so right here you can see our happy clients. So this section, you can just put in some of the clients that you've worked for, you've worked with. So basically you can just put in their logo. Okay, so that will be fine. And this place is the achievement section. This is a counter. They call this counter. You can see 400 plus happy clients, 200 plus projects completed, 1000 plus workers. So you can also update this information to to match yours. I'm also going to walk you through that. And right here we have our footer section. Here you can have a description about your company, your recent posts, contact information, and some quick links or some other helpful pages. All right, and you can also rearrange these or use a different footer section. All right, so for you to get idea, you can check your competitors' website to see what their footer looks like, what are the kind of informations they have on their own footer. That will also guide you, knowing the kind of information you put in your footer. All right, so away from the home page, so this is what the about page looks like. Okay, some of the information from the home page was used right here in the about us page. And then we have a single project. So if you want to showcase a single project, so this is how you can showcase it. On the right here, you can see we have project details and then all of this and some highlights about the project. Right here, you can give some description about or some information about the project itself. Okay, and some pictures. You can add some images about your project. You can also have a blog section. Okay, so if you want to have a blog section within your website, you can also do so. Next to that is the contact page. So this is what the contact page currently looks like, where you have your contact form, and then people can just reach out to you through your contact form. Okay, so all of these are what I'm going to be walking you through. Like I said earlier, the knowledge you're going to be acquiring in this video will help you, to create even other kinds of service-based websites, professional websites, or whatever website it might be. Okay, so with that now, let's come back to here where we are talking about creating a construction website. So to create any website, there are two things that you are going to need, two basic things you are going to need. Number one, you are going to need your domain name, and number two, you are going to need hosting. All right. Before I talk about what domain and hosting is, please, if you are yet to subscribe to the channel or you are new to this channel, kindly go ahead right now to subscribe to the channel and also give the video a thumbs up, because you're going to be learning a whole lot in the course of this video. So go ahead right now and smash that subscribe button. All right. So as I was saying, thank you very much if you have just done that. So as I was saying earlier, if you talk about domain, it simply means your website name. If you had to visit any website, you see that those words that you type into your browser, to access any website is what we refer to as a domain name. For example, if you want to access Google, you go to your browser and type in google.com. If you want to access Facebook, you go to your browser, you type in facebook.com. So those .com, .org, .net, and the likes, those are what we refer to as domain name. Okay, some people also call it your website name. All right. So the next thing you are going to also need is hosting. So hosting basically in simple terms means, for example, this website, all the image you are going to be uploading, the design, the layout, and every information you are going to be uploading on your website, they are being stored somewhere on the internet that makes it easy for people to be able to access your website. Okay, so where they are being stored is what we refer to as hosting. All right, so all the images they are going to be putting, all the text, all the content. All right, so where they are being stored is what we refer to as hosting. So to get this So now there is a platform that comes highly recommendable. That's what I recommend for getting your domain and hosting. And the only thing you will need to get is hosting. Okay. Once you get your hosting, you'll be getting a free domain, and the hosting comes at 75% discount. Okay, which is very, very good. All right. So to get started with getting your domain and hosting, so just come over to this website, akprosperblog.com/hosting, and then you'll be taken to this page. You can see here hosting here. This is currently one of the best hosting platforms that you can find on the internet right now. They offer the best and quality hosting service. So if you're here, you see it, and you're getting 75% of hosting plus AI website builder. Okay, so once you are here, if you click on start now, here you'll be taken to the different pricing and the plan. All right, so we have the basic plan, the growth plus AI, and then the scale plus AI. Now, since we are working on e-commerce platform, I will recommend you go with the growth.ai. Now, if you check the difference between the three plans, you'll see it right here. Now, if you look at this basic plan, remember we are creating e-commerce website. You can see for e-commerce, and then this is checked for e-commerce. Okay, so that means this has more features that we need to actually get us started. All right, and then maybe later on you can decide to go up with this scale plus AI. So since you are just starting out, this is okay. Now you can see you are also going to be getting a free domain for the first year. And remember, like I said earlier, you are going to be needing two things: your domain name and your hosting. So they are providing us with hosting, and then we are also going to be getting a free domain for the first year. And then you can also use this same plan to create up to 50 websites. So maybe once you are done with your first website and you want to create another website, you don't need to come back and purchase another hosting. With the same hosting plan, you can create up to 50 websites. Okay, so you can see these are some other features that comes with it. Basic e-commerce, business email, 5 minutes backups per year, daily backup. You get up to 50 gig of storage, and then you get priority support, team collaboration, and the likes. Okay, compared to the basic plan. So what you do once you are here, just go ahead and click on choose plan. So once this page open up, the next thing you're supposed to do is to choose the period. How long do you want to purchase this hosting? Now, if you click here, you are going to have the option of choosing 1 month, 12 months, 24 months, and 48 months plan. Now, remember, you're getting a free domain. So for you to get a free domain, you have to pick anything from the 12 months plan. Okay, that's what is going to give you the free domain. Like you see it here, domain name, you won't be charged for it. You're getting a free domain. However, if you are thinking on long term, okay, I'll recommend you go with either the 24 or 48 months plan. That's if you are thinking of, the website on a long-term basis. And also choosing the 24 or 48 months plan will also increase the discounts you're going to be getting. Okay, for example, now for 12 months, your total is $59.88. But if you go with 24 months, that's 107.76. And then if you choose to go with the 48 months plan, that's $181.92. Okay, and you're also going to be getting plus 3 months free hosting. Okay, so the higher plan you choose, the more discount you're going to be getting. For example, on the 48-month plan now, you are saving as high as $499. Okay, so just make sure you choose anything from 24 to 48. That's what I'm actually recommending. Okay, so depending on your budget anyway, but those are the two. So once you have chosen any of the plan that you want to go with, okay, then you can come over here and then you click on continue. So on this page now, you're going to be prompted to create an account. So here you put in your email address and your password. So you need to take note of the email address and the password you want to use to create your account with them. Okay, so once you do that, you put in your email address and your password, and then you click on register. Once you've completed the registration process and then you've verified your email, the next page you're going to be coming is where you're going to put in your billing address. So that's your name, your last name, your country, your phone number. You just fill in all of these details. Once you are done with them, you click on the continue, and then you'll be able to make your payment. So there are different payment options that will be available to you depending on your country. Okay, so you can pay with your card. There's option of PayPal, there's option of Google Pay, OPay. I think this is available because of the country, my country. So we also have Alipay and then CoinGate. So whatever country you are actually watching from, you definitely see a payment system that will definitely work for you. So choose whichever one that works best for you, and then you'll be able to check out. Okay, so you can see once you put in your either your pay with card and then you submit your payment, then you'll be able to purchase your hosting plan. Once you have completed the payment process of paying for your domain, okay, so once you've completed the billing process, the next thing you're going to be getting access to your hosting dashboard, which is what you are seeing here. So once you're on this page, you see this, all of these options here, your home, website, domain, horizon, emails, and the likes. So where we are coming is you click on websites. So once you are here, you see this option to add website. So go ahead and click on add website. Now all these options will pop up. We have WordPress, hosting your website builder. So what we want to go with is WordPress. Now you see some of this survey or questionnaire, so you can decide to skip them or answer them. So let's say I'm creating for myself or my business, go to next. So now the next phase now is for you to create an account. Now this information is what you are going to be using to log in into your WordPress website itself. Okay, so here you put in your email. You can see it here, WordPress email, admin email, and then your administrator password. Now one thing I would advise is make sure that whatever password you're using here, you take note of the password. Okay, so by default they'll generate a password for you. Okay, but you can go ahead and create your own password. All right, then make sure your password fulfill all of this information. One number, one symbol, one uppercase letter, one Latin letter, and then between 8 to 50 character. Okay, so one only Latin character. Okay, and then one symbol. So the symbol can be anything, full stop, and all of this symbol sign. So once you fill in all of this information, you click on next. Now you'll be asked to create with a website with AI, pre-built website and theme. So just click on create a blank site. All right. All right. So now the next thing is this. Now they're asking that what domain or subdomain would you like to use? Now there are three options here. You can see number one, it said claim your free domain, buy a new domain, or confirm a domain you already own. Now let me explain the three to you. Now if you've purchased your hosting, there are chances, so that means you can go ahead and claim your free domain. So what you do is you put in the domain that you want to use. Okay. Let's say, for example, this is the domain you want to use. Maybe you want to use this domain now. So you go ahead and put in the domain. If the domain is available, you see the option here with claim. So you click on claim. All right. So that's the first option. Now the second one says buy a new domain. Now this buy a new domain is when you want to create maybe your second website. Okay. Maybe you've already claimed your free domain, and then you want to create another website. You can go ahead and purchase another domain from them also. They also offer that service. All right. Now the third one is confirm a domain you already own. Now maybe you already have a domain already, which is what I want to do. For example, I already have this domain, gpt.com, and that's what I want to use. So I'll just go ahead and put in the domain so you can see, do you own this domain? Use it. So I'll click on it. So you can see the domain is registered at another provider. You need to verify you own it when you connect it to your site. So that's letting you know if you have a domain on another platform, maybe you have a domain from GoDaddy, from Bluehost, or from other platform, you can also use it. All right. So that's what I'm doing. So you can see it here. I've put in this domain. I actually have this domain on another platform, Dynadot. Okay. So what I'll just do is then you go ahead and click on install WordPress. So with that now, our WordPress installation is in progress. You can see it here 6%, 7%, 8%. So I'll just pause the video and let it to go to 100, but it takes less than 2-3 minutes. Okay. So guys, if you are finding value in this video, please give the video a thumbs up. And if you are yet to subscribe, please go ahead and click on that subscribe button. So once you are done installing WordPress, you are going to be redirected to a screen like a page like this. Okay, so let me walk you through some of the things that you are seeing right here. Okay, now first thing you might notice is once you install your WordPress, all right, so if you check your browser here, you are going to be seeing, you might be seeing some random text basically. So once you see some random text, you don't need to worry. So basically what is happening is that your domain name is yet to propagate with your hosting. Before now, once you install WordPress, you might need to wait for like 30 minutes, 1 hour, or even 24 hours, okay, for your domain name and your hosting, to create that kind of link. But instead of waiting, so what they do is they provide you with a temporary domain that you can use to go ahead with your web design, so you don't necessarily need to wait. So what you can just do is after an hour or two, then you can come back to just enter your domain name /wp-admin. All right, so you either be directed to this page straight away, or you'll be taken to a page where you'll be prompted to log in. So don't forget your email and your password that you used earlier when signing up. Okay. So with that being said, so another thing I want to do is right here where you have this postpartum 28, All right, so you might want to edit it to a name that best fits what you want to do. So once you click on edit profile, you're also going to be able to change your administrator color scheme. All right, so we have this default, which is this. If you change it to light, this is what's going to look like. You know, some people, based on preference, I think they like this midnight. You know, everybody has his own choice. So whatever one you want to use, but I'm okay with the default. Away from that, if you want to change your language, I think that's the back-end language. You can do that from here. If you want to also change, you can't change your username, so you can see its username cannot be changed. Then if you want to put in your first name, your last name, if you want to change your nickname, all right, you can also do that right here. And then your name should be displayed publicly as, so this is what I basically want to change, this Prosper Tony. So let's say I want to change my name to, I want it to show as Prosper Construction. All right, so you can see it right here. So I'll come to display name publicly as Prosper Construction. All right, so it kind of like makes sense like that, especially if you're going to be making use of blogs, so that once they see a blog post, they will know it is written by maybe a name that looks very presentable with respect to what the website is all about. All right, so then if you want to also put in information about yourself, like your biographical info, your profile picture, and then if you want to set up a new password, so this is where you can also do that. Now, if you also have, if you log in any elsewhere, so this is where you can click to log out everywhere else. All right, so anything you do here, don't forget to click on the update button to update the settings. All right, so the next thing you want to do again is to come over to plugins. So you click on plugins. Now, what you want to do is all these Hostinger related plugins, we want to deactivate them because for now we won't be needing them. So I'm going to click on, I think there are 4 right here. Now this light speed cache, just leave them, just leave it rather. So it comes to bulk action and then you click on deactivate and then apply. So once that has been deactivated, you can see it right there. The next thing we're going to do is you are going to delete them. All right, so don't forget you have to first of all deactivate before deleting. All right, then you can go ahead and delete. Also, any plugin that you are not using, including plugin and themes, when I get to theme, I'll also tell you that. Just go ahead and deactivate them. Now, you might be wondering what plugins are. Basically, plugins are more like apps that add more functionalities to your website, okay? So there are certain features that you might want to add to your website that with the help of a plugin, you'll be able to do that. So as we progress in the video, that we start installing plugins, I'll use that to explain some of the function that those plugins will do so that you can have more understanding on what plugins have. So away from that, now we can go back to our dashboard. So if I should click here on our dashboard, so you can see this is what our dashboard currently looks like. Okay, so you can see welcome to WordPress. So let me dismiss this. Also, if you don't want to see some of these informations right here, so what you do is you click on screen option. So you can uncheck all of this. And if there's anyone that you want to see or you want to see on your dashboard, you can just leave that unchecked. Okay, or you leave it checked rather. All right. So with this now we have a cleaner dashboard. So now let me also walk you through some of these options you are seeing here on the side. All right, because once we start installing our themes and our plugins, we are going to be finding more options. So before we get to that stage, let me explain what this is. Meanwhile, let me show you what our website currently looks like. So if I should open it, anytime you want to access your website, if you come over here, all right, and then you see visit site. So you can see this is what our website currently looks like, right? So this is it. So let's come back to our dashboard. So this is our dashboard. So next to that is post. So if I should, let me open that in a new tab. So next to that is post. Under post, you can see we have all posts, add posts, categories, and tags. All right. So under posts is where you're going to find all your blog posts. And if you want to create a new blog post, so just come over here and click on add post. You can also do it from here. Once you hover over post, you click on add post, you'll be able to do that. So I click on add post. So once it opens up like this, so basically what I'm showing you right now is how to create a blog post. So right here, you can enter your title. Okay, so I can just have this cement for DPC. Okay. All right, so then you can enter in your, your content. If you want to add image, so you can see right here, you see this plus. Once you click on it, you'll be able to add image. So you can upload image from your computer directly. Okay, so and also you need to also take note that once you are uploading a picture into your WordPress site, always rename them to fit the purpose of that picture. Okay, let the name fit what the picture is all about with respect to your website. Okay, so maybe I want to bring in this, click on open, so you can see it's currently uploading. And then if you want to continue again, you can continue adding some text. all right, for your blog post. If you want to, the other things apart from image, if you want to bring in gallery, okay, click on browse more, you're going to see more options. If you want to have a list, okay, and then if you want to do some mathematical expression, if you also want to, in your gallery, if you want to bring in a video or audio, but basically with respect to video, if you need to use video in your blog post, what I'll advice is that you upload the video on maybe YouTube or Vimeo, then you embed it into your website, okay, instead of bringing the video in directly, because doing that will make your website slow and to take up space on your hosting, all right, which is not advisable, all right. So once you do it, if you want to bring in a spacing and all the like, so there are a lot of things that you might want to use for your blog post, all right. So let's see, upload. Okay, so I think it's still uploaded. So once you are done, if you come over to post, this is where you're going to put in your featured image. All right, so this is the image that will introduce your blog post on your blog page or anywhere you want your blog to appear. All right, if you want to publish immediately, all right, so you click on this and then you can select where you want to, when you want to schedule it, as if you want to upload it on a later date. All right, so that's how you do that. Then for the category, if you want to have categorize your blog post, so by default, there is this category. If you want to add more categories, so just click on add category. Maybe I want to create this blog post under, I want to place them under DPC. Okay, so that means any content that has to do with DPC, maybe I want to put them under this category. Okay, so then you click on add category. So maybe I also want to put them under the category for, let me name them cements. You can just categorize your content based on how you want them to be. So once that is done, don't forget you can then go ahead and click on publish, and then with that you've created your blog post. All right, so away from that, so let's come back here. So then we have media. So this is where you're going to find all your media files such as your images, your PDF and every other media files. You find them under media. You can see other media library. If you want to add anything, so you're going to click on add media files. You can easily add that. Okay, I think my internet is kind of like slow. So after media, we have pages. So if I should open up pages, now this is where you're going to find your list of pages, like your about us page, your contact us page, your FAQ, testimonial page, whatever page you want to create, you're going to find the pages here. And if you want to add a new page, so once you come by to add page, you'll be able to do that. So we're still going to come back to this. Now, the next one is comments. Now, this is where you're going to find comments. Once there's a comment on your website, maybe from your blog post, especially your blog post, this is where you're going to find a notification that you have comments. Then next is appearance. Currently, we have theme and editor. So once we install the theme that we want to use, we are going to have more options under appearance. Then next is plugin. I've talked about plugins. Then next is users. So under users, this is where you can add a user to your website. So basically, if you want to give someone else access to the back end of your website, okay, this is where you can do that. So to do that, you're going to click on add user. So these are the information you need to fill. You need to give their username and email. These two are required. So then this can be optional, the first name, last name. So the basic thing you need is your username, their email, and then a password. Then right here, you're going to select the roles. All right, so the highest role is administrator. So you can also give them editor, author, contributor, depending on the kind of rights or assets you want to grant them. Okay, for example, as a contributor can create a blog post, but they can't publish it. Okay, so you have to come in either as an editor or administrator to publish it. Right, so these roles are different, but the highest role is administrator. So once you give them this access, you click on add user, and then they'll also be able to log in. So what they'll just need to do is just the name of your website /WP-admin, and then you should take them to the login page where they'll put in their username or email and then their password, and you'll be able to log into the back end of your website. So that is it on user. So next one is tools. Under tools, we have all of these options here: available tools, import, export, site health, export and erase personal data and the likes. So the next we want to look at now is settings. So under settings, we have general, writing, reading, discussion, media, permalinks, privacy, and then this light speed catch. So the one we are going to be looking at is general. So once you open up general, so this is where you're going to put in your site title. So your site title could be any the name of your business or your organization. So here I'll just put in Prosper Construction. So in addition to it, I can put something like this: best building and construction company. Let me use company. in Lagos. So you can put something like that for SEO purpose, because this is what is going to be your website title. You can see it to show up here, and it will also show up in your tab, on your browser tab to show up. Then this is a tagline. So your tagline here, you can just put in your motto, or maybe a short description about your, you can see in a few words, explain what your site is about. All right, so you can put that here. Now this is for site icon. This is where you can upload an image that will show on your browser tab. It could be your logo. All right, so this is where I'm going to put that. So the next thing you might want to do, so this membership, make sure you don't check it, because we don't want people to be able to create an account. All right, so we are not going to check this. All right, then if you want to change your date format, your time format, and your time zone, you can do that. Your week starts when. If you want to change it away from Monday, this is what's going to be there by default. You can then go ahead and change it. Then you click on Save Changes. All right. So with that, now the next thing is this writing, reading, but pretty much every settings here is pretty much okay. But if you go through it and you want to change anything, it's self-explanatory. All right. So with that, now I've walked you through the WordPress installations, the setup, and the overview. So what we are going to be doing next is to do our theme installation. All right. So to install your theme, so you hover over appearance, and then you click on themes. Okay. So basically, themes are what determines the layout, the design, and some functionalities for your website. Now, another example is using your phone as an example. We can also install themes on our phone, all right? And when you do that, you can see that it will change the layout of your phone. It will change, the design, the appearance, even the way some of the fonts will appear, the way the logo will appear. The same thing is what happened here with WordPress. For example, we are currently on 2025 theme. And let me show you what our website looks like on 2025 theme. So if I open it in a new tab, okay, so you can see this is what our website currently looks like, right? Now, if I should change it to 2024, because once you're on this page, it will show you the theme, WordPress theme for the last 3 years. I activate this, we have 2024, right? So if I should come and refresh our website again, we are going to be seeing this. And then if we should do for 2023, so you can see that it is changing, all right? So you can see that even the fonts, the appearance, and the layouts, you can see it is still changing. And you can see the way these blog posts appear side by side in grid format compared to the other ones. Okay, so however, these are not the themes you are going to be using. So the theme you are going to be using, come over here and click on add theme. All right, so by default we have 7,978 theme available to us courtesy of WordPress. You can see there are a whole lot of them right here, a whole lot of them, over 7,000 themes. All right, and all of them are unique in their own capacity. All right, so but what we are going to be using is called Zakra. So let's just type in Z-A-K-R-A, Z-A-K-R-A. So this is it right here. So just go ahead and click on install. And once you install it, next you click on activate. So guys, if you are finding value in this video, please go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. All right, and also click on that subscribe button if you are still here to subscribe. All right, so now you can see start building with Zakra. We already have our theme installed. So now what we can do now is, you see this other theme that we are not using, go ahead and delete them, just like we did for, okay, just like we did with the plugins. So just go ahead and delete them. Okay, so now you can see this is the only thing we are using, and that's the only one that should be there. So next thing, click on get started. So the next thing we want to do now is to pick the demo sites that we're going to be working with. All right, so right here, you're going to choose a builder. We have Gutenberg. We are going to be using Elementor. So basically, these are page builders that are used to create the designs of all of the pages of your website. All right, so we have Elementor, we have Breezy, we have a lot of them anyway. So Elementor seems to be one of the most popular and commonly used one. So now, what you are now seeing right here, since we've selected Elementor, are demo websites that you can import and use to create your own website. All right, so let me show you the one that we want to use. So if I should sort it out by free, okay, so you can see right here, this is the one we are going to be using. This is demo website that we are going to be using. Now you can see, away from this construction, remember I mentioned earlier that the knowledge you're going to be acquiring in this video, you can use it to create just any kind of business website. All right, you can see we have a demo site for food hunts. You can use this for a restaurant kind of website. We have this fandom. If you look at it, we can use it for something like a photography or videography website. We have travel. We have this Dentify, which you can use it for dental or any medical related website. All right, this is agency. We have something for professional, travel, and a whole lot of other websites. Okay, if you want to create maybe a plumbing or a service-based website, you can see there's a demo site for you. So what you just need to do is what we are doing right now. Go ahead, select it, import the demo into your website, and then you update the information. All right, so What we want to use is this, so I'll go ahead and click on it. So here it's asking if you want to change the logo, but this is not where we are going to be doing it. So just go ahead and click on continue and click on start import. All right, so you can see ready to import. So click on start import and your website is going to be importing. It takes less than 2 to 5 minutes. So once the importation is complete, you see congratulations, import your site. Your site is now live and with your selected template. All right, so let's go ahead and view our site. Okay, so if I should click it, that will open up in a new tab. While that is opening up, let's go back to our dashboard. All right, so you can see now our website is currently up. So just like the demo that we had earlier, our website is up. Okay, so then once you are viewing your website, if you are seeing this black menu side, okay, so the reason why you are seeing this is because you are logged in. Okay, so if you are not logged in, you will not be seeing this. Okay, so sometimes some persons see this and they'll be wondering why is it showing. All right, so that's because you are logged in. Okay, so now let's go back to our dashboard now. Since we've installed our theme, now if you look at our dashboard, if you look at this menu on this side, you can see now we have more options. For example, now we have Everest form, we have Elementor, we have template. Under appearance, you can see we have more options, then we have block art. All right, so let me also show you plugins now. So by virtue of the templates that we imported, some plugins were installed automatically. So example is this Elementor now. So for Elementor now, this is what we use to create the designs for all the pages. We also have Everest form. Now the Everest form is what is responsible for what we have on the contact us page. For example, if I open up the contact us page, you see this contact form where you can put in your name, email, and then whatever message anybody puts in here, you're going to receive it directly to your email. So the plugin that is making this possible is this Everest form. All right, so and a whole lot of other plugins that, you know, once you start to install them, like I said earlier, they will add more functionalities and more features to your website. So now let me come back to our dashboard. So right here, if I click on dashboard, if you also want to hide this, maybe this Elementor overview, the same process, you come to screen option, then you uncheck this, and then you have a cleaner screen. Okay, so but basically there are some information that you also want to be seeing here each time you're on your dashboard. So it all depends on you, especially if you are running an e-commerce website. Okay, maybe your traffic, your sales, you know, there's an options for that you can just check those options so that you can see them right here. Okay, so now that we've installed our theme, right, so the next thing we want to do, so let me refresh this now. If I should refresh it, we should be having our website. Okay, so now we have this website. Definitely this might not be the information you want to put on your website. Okay, maybe you need to update all of this information. All right, so how do you go ahead to do that? So that's what I want to put you through. How do you go ahead to update it, to put in your own image, to put in your own information. And if you also need content, all right, for your website, ChatGPT comes handy. So just go to ChatGPT and then you can put in a prompt like I'm working on a website and I need a professional website content for my website. Just go ahead and put in the name of your website, put in your contact information, put in the name of your website, your contact information, your phone number, and ChatGPT will generate content for you. Just be specific that you want content for all the pages, all right? And if you're not okay with the content, you know, you can also put in the prompt and tell ChatGPT what you want, and then it will give you content. So you can use that content also, you know, to create the different section of your website. So that will give you an idea of the kind of layouts that you're going to have and then where to put them. Okay, so that's just by the way. So for you to update the information here, so let me come back to our dashboard. I come over to pages. So you can see even on the page also, we also have some pages created already about contacts, the home page, our team, and then single project page. So you can see all these pages have already been created for us. Now, how do we go ahead to edit it? So to edit it, you see this edit with Elementor right here. So just go ahead and click on it because this page was created with Elementor. If I come over to pages, you can see this about us page, okay, our team page, and this single product page were created using Elementor page builder. So you can also do it from here. So once you click on edit with Elementor, okay, it will also take you here. You can see Elementor is currently opening up. So once Elementor opens up, you're going to be seeing all of this information because basically you're opening it for the first time. So you can also go through it, but for these, I'm just going to be skipping it. So let me just go ahead and close that. All right, so once you open up any page using Elementor Page Builder, this is what it's going to look like. So you're going to see the page on the side like this, okay? And then you're going to see all these other options, this left panel here, this one at the top. So let me explain what they actually means. So if you look at this now, this is a preview. So if you want to preview your website, once you click on it, it will open up in another tab. All right, basically maybe you make any changes and you want to see how it will look like, you know, on the website itself. So you can click there to preview. Right here we have the structure. So once you click on it, this will appear. You can drag it around the website and then you can have it at the right like this. So basically what it does is that it shows you the different sections of the website. For example, if you look at this, this is one section here. If you click here, this is another section. Once I click here, you can see it is showing that on this section, this right here is another section, which is this section right here. So you can use it to navigate the different section of your website. And apart from that, each of those sections, once you click on this triangle like arrow, it shows you some of the widgets, all right, that makes up that section and how it was arranged. All right, for example, this particular section, which is this, you can see we have this heading, and this is the heading, right? If I should click it here, it's showing me here. If I should click here too, it's showing me that this is the text editor. Under it, we have spacer. So you can see there's a spacer used here to create some space. And then the next, we have this inner section. We have 3 inner sections, which is 1, 2, 3. Now, under each of those inner sections, we have a column that houses this image and this heading. So you can see it right here. This is the second column. All right. So basically, it shows you the different sections of that particular page. All right. And if you don't need it at any point, you can just take it out. If you need it again, just press this button and then it will come back. All right. So the next one we want to look at is this desktop, tablet portrait, and mobile portrait. Now, what it means is that if you are working on your website, it's currently showing you what your website looks like on desktop. All right. Sometimes you might be working on your website and then it looks good on desktop, but once you switch to mobile, you know, it won't look good. Maybe the text is too big, you know, the image is looking too big or it's not properly aligned, you know, but it's looking good on desktop. So this is how where you are going to see what your website look like on mobile, then you can adjust it. For example, now you are currently on the mobile view. Now look at this text now, this next generation builders, and any widget you select here, you are going to see right here, you are going to have content style and advanced. Okay, so for example, now this is heading, and for you to know, you'll see it here, edit heading. Now this should be text editor, and how do you know? Once you click on it, you see edit text editor. So that means this widget is a text editor. So coming back to this now, if I come over to style and I open up typography, you'll see that this particular text is having a size 45. Now, but if I should check the desktop version, let's see if it is the same size. Typography, okay, it's even the same size both for desktop and mobile. So let me also check this WAD. So if I come to style, I check this is also 45. Let me check what it is on mobile. So on mobile, this is 48, I mean 28. So you can see it is smaller on your mobile view, but if it's bigger on desktop, okay? So that is one of the advantage of this. So you can switch between screen types to see how your website actually appears, okay? So that is it there. Now, you might not need to, you know, change some of this information, but I need to mention it so that moving forward, if you need to change any of this, you can easily do that. So away from that, if you also check here, this is the history. So if you make any changes, if you want to go back or undo them, so you can see it right here, you can easily do that. All right, so with the few changes we've looked at, you can see this publish button means if you want to save. All right, so once you make any changes, so make sure you save. If you didn't save, or you don't save rather, and should anything happen, maybe your system crashed or your laptop went off, you know, that design or that layout is gone. All right, so it's always advisable to make sure you publish, which is more like saving. So we also have this option, which is post settings. So these are some settings available here. You might not really need to do much here. All right, so if you also press this Elementor icon, if you want to exit out of this page for Elementor page, you can just click here, it will exit and take you back to page. All right, so we also have some site settings. If I should click on site settings now, you might not also have anything to do here, but let me also walk you through some of the options that are available there. So this is where you can set up your global settings. All right, so basically you can create a colors that you want to be working with on throughout your website. So basically it makes it easy for you to pick that color or to use that color over again. And if there's any need for you to change that color, once you change it once here, any other place where the color was used, it will also change. All right, so once you change anything here, don't forget to click on save. Away from this, so let me just discard that. So we also have the same thing for fonts, where you can select the kind of font you want to use for different section of your website. All right, so Then we have all of this that you are seeing right here. So we are currently on widgets. You can see under elements, we have widgets. We have container, grid, heading, image, text editor, video. So these are all the widgets that you are going to be using to create your sections of your website. For example, if I click on this now, this is letting me know that this particular design or layout was created using icon box. You can see edit icon box. So if I should click on this, edit heading, that means this was created using heading. Let's say this was created using image. Let me look for something different. All right, so this was created using counter. All right, so all of these widgets, you can find them here. All right, so you can see divider, spacer, icon. All right, the ones with padlock are premium features that are not available, but even with the free feature, also we can also create something great. Like you can see right here, you can see this is the icon box, this is the image box. If you scroll down, you are going to see a whole lot of them. All right, so like the counter, this counter you are seeing here, this is the widget right here. So anyone that you need, just click on it and drag it to wherever you need them. So you can see it right here. So once you select any of them, you're going to be seeing this option, content, style, and advanced. All right, so let me delete this. Also, once you right click on any of them, you can see we have different options right here. So once I delete this, so let me use this as an example. For example, if I should click on this 7 years of field experience, okay, it was created using header, and under content, this is where you can set the content. Okay, if you want to change maybe 7 years of field experience to anything, you can just click here to change that. If you also want the text to be clickable, such that once you click on it, it takes you to another page or a link. So you just put in that link here. All right, so those are the options available under heading. So if you come to style, so this is where you can set the alignment. For example, it is currently set to left align. So if I want it to be center, so you can see if I want it to be right, if I want to justify it. Okay, so those are the options. And if you don't want any, if you just want it to be default, so just click on it again. All right, it will automatically be left aligned. So if you want to change the typography, so just click on this pencil icon. So this is where you can change the font family. If you want to change the size, it's currently set to 16. Maybe you want to increase it or decrease it. Okay, so this is where you can do that. All right, so let me return it back to 16. Then if you want to change the weight, this talks about the thickness, maybe the how bold you want it to be. It's currently set to default. Maybe you want it to be 800. Okay, so you can see maybe you want it to be 400. All right, so that is how this works. Then we also have the transform. If you want to transform the text to, it's currently set to uppercase. Maybe you want it to be in lowercase. So you can see instead of typing it all over again, and then we can just return it back to, okay, uppercase. Okay, so we also have style. If you want it to be normal, italics, or oblique. If you want to change the line height, you know, all of this, if you are familiar with some Word app, you should be able to know what this is. Okay, so those are the options available under typography. You want to add text stroke, so just click here, and then you introduce, you can see some text stroke. If you don't want it, just click on this undo, which is back to default. If you want to add text shadow, so you can see right here, you can set the color you want to have for your shadow, the position, either vertical or horizontal, or how blur you want it to be. You know, if you want to also change the text color, okay, so you can see it right here. So we have some custom colors right here. All these colors have been saved. But if you want a different color, just click here, and then you can choose from, you know, a varieties of colors here that you can actually choose from. And once you use any color, if you want to save it so that you can use it again. So once you have used the color, just click on this plus, and then you can save it, give it a name. So let me just call this, I think this is royal blue. All right, so then you click on create. All right, so when next you want to use that blue, once you click on this globe and then you scroll, you can see it here. So you don't need to start clicking here and start looking for the color or putting the X code here. All right, so since you've saved it, you can just pick it here. So that is how that side, these are the options there. Under advanced, we have this layout, margin, padding, and all these alignment options. We also have motion effects. If you want to add some motion effects to that text, for example, entrance animation, maybe you want it to fade in. So you can see, you must have seen some of this effect on some website. This is how they do it. Or you want it to rotate in, so you can see it. The animation speed, you can do it, it should be slow. If you want it to be fast, okay, so all of these are available to you. Now, you might not need to use everything, okay, so just take, you might not need to know everything. If you want to add background color, you can do that. If you want to do some transform, you can do that, okay. So there are a whole lot of options available under each of these widgets, all right. So for example, this was created using button. So once I click on it, we have button. So this is where you can select the type of button that we have: the info type, we have the success, we have the warning. Okay, so let me leave it as default. And the text that you are seeing here, get a quote. This is where you put in that text. Now, if you click on this button, it's supposed to take you to a page, whatever page you want it to take you to. So on that link, that's where you put in that link, okay, to that particular page. All right. For example, maybe I want it to get, for this get a quote, maybe I want to take it to my, I want it to take me to my contact page. So I'll just copy the link for contact page link. I'll come and paste it here. All right, so you can see it right there. So that is it there. The size is set to medium. If you want it large, so you can see it becomes large. Let me leave it as medium. Now, icon, you can see there's an icon here, an arrow pointing towards the right. This is it right here. If you don't want icon, just click on none, and the icon will just disappear. The icon is supposed to disappear. Okay. So then the icon position, do you want it to be at the right or at the left? Okay, so you can also do that here. All right, so under style, okay, the icon is gone already. Okay, so under style, you can select the position for your button. Do you want it to be at the center? Do you want it to be at the right? Do you want it to stretch? So you can see it right here. All these options are self-customizable. So if I should put it, let me turn it back to the left. All right, so typography also, this is where you can change typography for the button. If you want to change this font, the size of the text, the weight and everything, just the same way we looked at typography earlier. So these are the same options available here. If you want to put in a shadow, all right, if you want to put in shadow, you can put in shadow right here. Now for the text color, it's currently set to white. Okay, it's currently set to white. This is where you can put in the color. If you want to set the background, the color of the background is set to this color of golden color. So if you want to change it, so you click here, then you can also change it so you can see. Okay, so that is how that works. Now this is for normal. If I should select over, so that means this options here is when I hover my mouse over it, you can see the color changes. When I hover it, you can see the text color is now gold instead of white. So you can see. So this is where you can set that up. If you also want to add some animation, all right, so that means when I hover it, maybe something should occur. For example, now, if I say maybe I want it to grow, so that means once I hover my mouse over, you can see it grows. I can select maybe pulse, so you can see it's pulse. So all these are options that are available. Like I said earlier, these things can be very tricky. You might want to use everything, but it's not compulsory to use everything on your website. Okay, so I just need to walk you through it. For example, this border color, you can set your border color. You can see it here. Border radius is set to 50. That's how curved these edges are. So if I should reduce it, for example, so you can see the curves is becoming, the lines, the edges is becoming more sharp. All right, so that's what this border radius. Now this border, we talked about the thickness of the border. So if I increase it now, you can see it's right here. The border becomes very thick and the color will be obvious. Okay, so basically there are a lot of customization options that are available within this. Okay, and if you want to change this image, so once you click on it, right, you can see edit image. That means this was created using image. So you can go ahead and delete it or just click on it, and then you can choose any image that you want to use. Okay, and if you want to bring in your own image, so just click here, upload files, then click on select files, and it will take you to your computer where you can bring in whatever image you want to use to replace that. And if you need quality image for your website, so the platform that comes highly recommendable, we have Pixels. You'll find free images. We have Pixabay. Okay, and then we also have Unsplash. There are a whole lot of them, but these are the three that comes highly recommendable. Okay, so these are the websites you can get quality image. All right, so you can see them. There are free images that you can use. So just put in a keyword that best fits the kind of image that you want. For example, you are dealing with construction, you can put in tractor or construction worker or anything, and then you see images that best fit what you want. Now, once you're on any of these sites, also there are some premium images too, maybe from the like of iStock to be written there. So just stay away from those ones. All right. So let's see. Okay, on Splash, these are images from on Splash also. You can see they are high quality images. Okay, so it's almost Christmas. I think it's a week to Christmas at the time I'm making this video. So that's why you're seeing something relating to Christmas here and there. Okay, so that is it on how to get quality images, all right, for your website. Okay, so Merry Christmas to you as you are watching this. So once you bring in your image, there are also options under image. The resolution, you can set the size. You can, if you want to add caption, if you want to add link, such that maybe once they click on that image, it takes them to a particular page or anywhere. You can do that. So if you come to style also, you can adjust the width, the height of the image. If you want to also adjust the opacity of the image, you can also do that. All right. So, but basically, once you are making any changes under this style, make sure you pay attention to that particular widget and see what effects those changes are making. All right. So that you can be sure in case you might need to change it again, so you know where to find them. Especially if you're a beginner, you're not yet sure of where all of these options are. All right. So under advanced too, we have the margin, and then we have all of this. So even from that, if you look at this background, you see that we are having a bluish color, something very light shade of blue. So if I should click on these 6 dots now, so you can see now I've picked this entire background. So this is where I can select the, let's see, if I should come to style, this is where I can select the background that I want. So if you see this background, it's the color, and I'm correctly set to background. And then you can choose classic, gradient, video, and slideshow. So basically what classic means is if you want to have a color, so you can see this is the color for the background. You can see I can easily change the background color, right? And then I can use an image for the background. So once I click here, I can choose an image for the background. If I choose gradients, that's like 2 colors, like you can see right here. So these are where I'm going to pick the 2 colors. If I should click on video, that means I want a video to show in the background. So what I'll just do is I'll just put a YouTube link or a Vimeo link. You can see YouTube or video or Vimeo link. And if I want to do slideshow, maybe multiple images, they'll be showing on the background, as a slideshow, one after the other. You can do that. So let me return it back to classic. So that's it for the background. We also have background overlay. So basically the idea behind this is you can have an image in the background. Maybe the image is not letting the text over it to show properly. You can add an overlay, maybe like to create that contrast. Okay, and then we have border. If you want to add anything to the border for this entire section, you can do that. We have the shape divider. This shape divider is basically to add some effect either to the top or bottom of the entire section. All right. For example, I can select the bottom and then I choose this. So you can see this effect right here. Okay. You might have come across this on some websites, or maybe this. So you can see there are a whole lot of them. So you can see right here. Okay. So once it's anyone you select, some options will come up here. If you want to flip it, let's say I want to flip it, you can see, do I want to invert it? So you can see right here. Okay. So these are some options that you can use to create some effects, to your website. All right. So they didn't actually use it, but I'm just trying to touch it. So in case you find it interesting or you want to use it on another web design project. All right. So what I've just done here using this to explain, you can do it for all other sections. Okay. So just click on them to update the information. For example, this now, maybe you want to showcase your services. Once you click here, instead of construction, whatever you want to change it to, you can see it here. You change the text here. You change the description right here. And then the icon. So once you click on it, you look for the icon that best fits whatever it is that you want to write on, or the service that you are trying to promote, okay, or showcase. Okay, so you do the same thing right here. Also for all this section, you can see it right here. And if there's any section that you don't want, for example, maybe this is our pricing now, maybe I don't want it, I can just go ahead and delete it. Okay, and then let me also delete this anchor menu that would introduce it. Okay, so it can be as simple as that. And don't forget to always publish. Okay, so once you make any changes, don't forget to publish. Now, the same way we edited this page using Elementor is the same way you are going to do for the other pages too that was created using Elementor Page Builder. Now, if you want to bring in any section, maybe you want to bring in a new section that is not here. Okay, so what you just do, you just click on this plus, you click on Flexbox, so you can choose between this direction column facing down. If you want to do a 2 column, if you want to do 2 column in this proportion of 4 columns. So there are different structure that you can pick from. So let's say I want to do this. I've selected it now. And then I want to add maybe this heading. Now I can easily copy this and come and paste it here. Then I can just rename it to whatever it is I want to rename it to. So the advantage of copying and pasting it here is that the style and the font color will be consistent. Okay, so that will save me the time of putting those information again. Or I can just, pick it from afresh, and then I just click on heading, drag in my heading. Maybe I want to put in whatever heading. Maybe I want to say testimonial. So what I can just do, if I want to copy everything here, I'll just right click on copy, Then come here, I'll click on paste style. Okay, you can see to copy all the style from here and copy it here. So depending on what you want to achieve with the new section you want to create, you can see there are a whole lot of things that you can bring in right here. Okay, so if you need an, maybe you want to use an icon, you can see we have icon, and under the icon you can style it and do whatever you want to do with it. Maybe what else can I bring in? Let's see. So maybe I want to bring in icon box. So you can see it right here. Okay, so there are a whole lot that you could do using Elementor with all the widgets that are available to you right here. So I hope that gives you a foundation knowledge on what Elementor is and how to work with Elementor. So if you are new to it, the more you practice, the more you understand how it works. So let me close this. Now let me bring in that structure. So you can also rearrange your structure. For example, your section rather. Let me close this now. For example, where we have this section. So let me click here now. So this section right here, I can bring it, I can rearrange it. Maybe I want it somewhere here. So you can see. So you can also do that. All right. So let me undo that. Right. So that's gone back to the place, and don't forget to always publish. So basically that is how you can update the information on your home page. Okay, it can be as simple as that. So back to our dashboard, I'm currently on pages. Now I've showed you how to edit some of the page. What if you want to create a page that is not there? These are all the pages created for us. So what if you need a new page, or you want to create a new page? So what you do is come over to pages and then you click on add page. So once the page opens up, so this is where I'm going to give it a title. So maybe you want to create a page called FAQ. So you give it a title, and if the page you want to create it using Elementor Page Builder. So once you click on the page, then just go ahead and then publish. But before publishing, let me show you something. We have templates. Under template is always set to default. Okay, so let me still leave it at default so I can use that to explain something. So go ahead and click on publish. You can see page publish. So let's view the page and see what the page looks like. So you can see this is a page that we've just created. However, but this page has a sidebar, a right sidebar. So maybe the page you want to create, you don't want a right sidebar. Maybe you want a full, the page should be full like that, no sidebar like you're having in the home page. So let's come back to this place, and then let me close this. So under templates, you can change it to full width. Okay. Now this Elementor canvas is when you want to create a page that won't have header or footer, especially if you want to do a landing page. So let's change it to full width, and then you go ahead and save. Okay, so that is saved already. So let me go ahead and refresh this page again. Okay, so you can see we have just this header, we have our footer, and then we have this section where we can create this particular section. Now, why I'm showing you this is that it depends on what you want to create. Okay, so maybe what you want to create needs a sidebar. This will work fine. If you don't need a sidebar, this will work fine. You can also select theme and page builder to see what the page will look like. Okay, and that is why I'm sharing this with you, that if once you work with other themes, you'll see more options, or you might not even see more options. Okay, the options differs with different themes. Okay, so but I want you to really understand the difference between all of these. Okay, so that you can be sure of what to pick whenever, depending on the kind of page you want to create. All right, so once you are sure of the page, we've selected Elementor full width, so just go ahead and click on edit with Elementor. Okay, I think I didn't save. Okay, so let me save. All right, so click on edit with Elementor. Okay, no. So, and the page will open up with Elementor Page Builder. Now the FAQ has opened up using Elementor Page Builder. So we have the structure showing up already. So let's say for this FAQ now, just briefly, you can decide to say, okay, you want to start with a 2 section. So I can do like this, and maybe I want to start with an image. So I have an image right here. Okay, I can do that. And then I can also bring in a widget called accordion. So that's this right here. I can use that to, that's what we use to create FAQ. So where you're going to have your question here, and once they click on it, the answer will pop up here. So for the section for the answer, I'll just bring in a text editor. I'll drag it here. Okay, so you can see it here. Okay, so then you can then continue with your design. For example, this accordion I've just brought in. Also, you can also style it. You can see there's a lot of styling options here. Under styling, you can set, under normal, you can set the background color. Once you over it, what color do you want it to be? If you're on a particular one, that's the active. Maybe if I'm on this one, what colors do you want it to look like? Okay, so all of these options are available there. And once you are done, don't forget to publish. Okay, so basically that's how to create a page. So let's me go back to pages. So I click here, come to exit to WordPress. This will bring me back to this page, and I click here. You can see it takes me back to pages. All right, so now that we've created page, what about the menu? All right, so for you to work on your menu, come to appearance and then you click on menus. Okay, so you can see here, this is our menu section right here. Now let me show you. Now this is our menu, right? Okay, so let me go back to our own page. So this is our menu right here. What if you want to add a new page to this menu, or you want to readjust this menu? Maybe for example, you don't want this to show up, you know, how do you go ahead to rearrange this? So once you're on this page menu, so you can see this is our menu right here. And then we have main menu. Our main menu is the one showing up right here. And then we have useful pages. Now this useful pages is the one we have seen on the footer here, where we have about, single post, our team, and contacts. Let me show you. So if I go to useful pages and I click on select, so you can see about, single projects, our team, and contacts. So you can see this is it right here. So let's say I want to create a new menu, right? So I can click on create a new menu. So let me call this new main menu. All right, and I just click on create menu. Okay, so now it's asking me to add menu items from column on the left. So this way I can select from all the items I want to show up on the menu. So I want my own blog, about, contact, and then FAQ. Okay, so maybe these are the information I want to show up. It all depends on you. Then I'll click on add to menu. So you can see it's right here. So what we are having here, you can also rearrange it. For example, I want the about us to be next, then followed by, maybe I want this FAQ to be under content. I'll just drag it here like this. Okay, so then I go ahead and click on save. Okay, so now I've created this particular menu. But however, the menu will not show up here just yet. It won't show up. So if I should refresh, it won't show up just yet. Okay, now you see that once I refresh, you can see there's an effect that this thing did. It's turned this way. Let me refresh again, and that's because of the animation we added. You can see earlier. All right, so back to the menu. We've created a new menu, right? Okay, so that is it right here. Okay, so this is how you can create a menu. You can also create a menu using posts. So maybe you have a post, you want it to appear on the menu. Once you select it, you click on add to menu. If you want to use custom link, so you click here, you put in the URL of the link, and then the text that you want to use to introduce the link. All right, you just put it here, and then you click on add to menu. The same thing with categories also. Those are the ways you can use to create menu. I'll still show you how to select the new menu we've just created to be our main menu. All right. So, but let me also show you something. You can see this also has a drop down. All right. So this page is also, our team is under pages. Let me show you that. That particular menu you are seeing is this menu here. So if I should click and say, let me just show you how it was arranged. For example, you can see this is the home. Under home, we have all of these sub pages, and that's what you are seeing right here. Okay. If we look at it under pages, we have our team. So you can see under pages, we have our team. Okay, so that is how this menu was arranged. But this is not what you are going to be using. We are going to be changing it to new main menu later on. So I'll be showing you that. All right, so that's it on menu. So let's go to the next one, options that we are having. Okay, so still on from the back end, once you hover over appearance, you see customize. So go ahead and click on customize. So guys, if you are finding value in this video, please go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. All right, show some love and also subscribe to the channel. Now the customize option looks similar to what we have on Elementor Page Builder. So if you look here, we have our website on the right. Okay, you can also switch between the desktop, the tablet, that's it at the lower left, and you can also switch to mobile to see what your website will look like on mobile. Okay, so let me send it back to desktop. Okay, so now let's look at all the options that are available here one after the other. And don't forget, once you make any changes to, just don't forget to always publish. Okay, that's more like saving them. All right, and just before we proceed with looking at all the options, now you might not need to touch everything. I need to emphasize on that, but just to let you know where all of these options are in case you need to. So starting out with global, so under global we have typography. So this is where you can set the typography that you want to use for the entire website. Okay, so this is where you can do that. So if you come back, this is for colors. Okay, so you can set up your color palettes that you want to use, your primary color, your base color, your border color. All right, so I think this primary color now, this part works with the primary color, this particular heading side. Okay, your links color, you can also set that here. Okay, so this will work for pages that were not created or sections that were not created with Elementor. So this will work for that. So let me go back. And then we also have layouts. This is how you can select your website layouts. It's currently set to normal. Okay, if you, for example, if you set it to narrow, okay, let's see. Okay, I can't really see any much effect there. So let me send it back to normal. So that's one of the things I used to say. Once you make any changes and you can't really see any effects, just return it to what it was. And then, okay, we have this box style. So if I should enable it, okay, you can see our website, it shrinks a bit. You can see we have this space right here. So let me undo that. So that's it for layout. Away from layout, we also have buttons. So this is where you're going to set some of the buttons options that are available within your website, if I thought there are anyone. Okay, so let's come back. Away from that, we also have the header. Okay, so this is where we are going to set up everything that has to do with the headers. So starting with site title and logo. So this is where you can put in your site title. You know, we've done this earlier. And if you put in your tagline, you can do that. If you want to change your logo, so this is it right here. Just click on update, and then you'll be able to, you know, upload your logo or choose from your media library for your logo. All right, so we also have height. This is where you can adjust the height of your logo. Maybe your logo is too big or too small. Okay, you can just use this height to adjust your logo height or the size of your logo. You can also add a rectangular logo. That's like 2 times the size of your logo. You add it here. So for your site title, if you enable this, your site title will appear right here, okay? But you know, you can see it's not looking good like this. So you just disable it, okay? And then your tagline too. So those are the options available here. This is how you change your logo. Okay, so we also have the primary menu. All right, so this is the primary menu right here, okay? So if I should click here now, okay, we are still going to come back here. So don't let us go there yet. So it has taken us to the menu section. So let me go back. We are still on header. And I come to primary menu. So this is where you can set the options. How do you want your menu to appear? If you over it now, maybe I want a border, underline border. I've selected this option now. So you can see as I'm hovering over it, it's showing an underline border. Okay. If you want, you can also set the color, the over color, and then the active color for your menu options. And then you can also do that for your sub menu. So let me move away from this. We also have this search. This is it right here. Okay, we also have this HTML1. Now this HTML1 is what is responsible for the information you're having right here. So if you want to change it, this is where you just go ahead and update this information right here. Okay, then for HTML2, if you check out HTML2 is for this social icon right here. Okay, so let me X out of this. All right. So that's it. It does it on how to change that section. We also have post content. Now this post content is for our blog. So let me open up our blog page. So this is where you can set up how you want everything has to do with your blog. So you can see how you want your blog to appear. Do you want the sidebar should be on the right. Like you can see, yes, if you want it to be on the left, you select the left option. And some of the meta post elements, you have featured image followed by title, and then the meta tags, and then the content. So like you can see the arrangement right here. Okay, so all this blog post doesn't have a featured image. I didn't add this, that's why it's not showing up. Okay, so let's go back. So for single post, this talks about how you want your single post to appear. So if I should open this blog post now, this is the settings that is responsible for it. For example, the sidebar is at the right, which is this right here. If I want it to be at the left, let's say I selected left, you can see it will move it to the left. Okay, so let me take it back to the right. So what are the post elements? We want featured image followed by title, meta tags, and then content. Also for the meta tags, you want the author. This is the author name. The date, this is the date, the categories that it belongs to, the tags, and then the comments, one comment. So you can also rearrange all of these things by dragging them up or down, all right? So by the way, these options, like I said earlier, they are okay the way it is, okay? Then if you want to do for page and page header also, you can also do that. The options are okay the way they are basically, but just in case, just to know where they are, and then if you need to change them. So now we are on footer. So just the same way we did with the header is the same way you are going to update the footer, but this particular section deals with the color and the typography. Okay, so I'll show you where you can change all of this information itself under the widget area. But for the copyright, you can change the copyright text, which is this copyright 2025 and the like. So if you want to change it, you can change it like, okay, copyright, the year, site link. Okay, then this powered by. So I can take it out and say, okay, website design and manage. Websites designed by, then I can just put in, okay, PA Digitech. Okay, so maybe that PA Digitech, I want it to link to my website. I'll just highlight it, click on this insert link, and then I can put the name of my website here and click on the enter button. All right, so once they click on it, it take them to my website. So you can do that, and then you can also adjust the color, the links, and then every other margin and the alignment. So don't forget to always publish. Okay, so those are the options under footer. So let's see, after that we have additional, this is for optimization is turned off. Scroll to the top. So this is it right here. This scroll to the top. If you don't want it, you can disable it here, breadcrumb and then widget. So let's leave here, and then the next one is site identity. So the site identity, the option here is for the site icon. Remember, we saw this option under general writing. Okay, so this is where you can update if you want to change the image here. Basically, what should be here can be your logo. Okay, so this is what it should show up in your browser tab. So let's move away from here. Next one is the header media. All right, so this was one that was previously uploaded. If you want to change it, you can also do so. Then we have our menu. All right, so this is where we are coming. So this is where we can update the menu. So let's see the main menu. So now this is the one we just created. Now you can see new main menu. So where do you want it to appear? We want it to appear at the primary menu. Okay, so you can see, as I've selected it now, you can see it has changed. Okay, so it has changed, then you go ahead and publish. Okay, so that is how you can change the menu that you want to use. Okay, so you can see we've changed that already. Now this useful one is, I think it's for the footer section. If you want to change it, you can also change it. All right, so let me X away from this. So we also have widgets. So this is for the sidebar, right? I'm still going to show you where to do anything that has to do with widgets. So let's leave this. Then for home page settings, now it's currently set to static page, and that's what it should be. Basically, what it means is that if anyone should come to your website, okay, which page should they direct them to? What should you want to use as your home page? It's currently set to static, and then this way you're now going to select the particular page that you should send them to, which is by default should be home. Okay, so that means once they enter your domain name or your website name into any browser, it should take them to your home page. That's because we've set it here as home page. While your post page is, that means any blog post you create, where should it appear? It should appear under blog. And that is why we have blog selected right here. Okay, so away from that, we have additional CSS. So if you are familiar with CSS, custom style sheets, maybe to change some certain styling on your website using code, you can also do that right here. Okay, so with that, now we've gone through all the customization options that are available within our website. So to go back, you just click on this X button and it will take you back to your dashboard. So guys, I hope you're finding value. Please give the video a thumbs up. Okay, right, so the next one I want to look at is called widgets. Okay, so I've mentioned this severally. This is widgets. So once you open up widgets, so this is where you can set, starting from the sidebar right. Okay, so let me show you the sidebar now. If I should open, remember our blog, under blog, we have our sidebar to be at the right. Like you can see, now you can see that we only have recent posts. Now, if I come back to widget, you can see the only thing we are having to is recent posts. All right, so if you want to add any elements or widgets to your sidebar right, you come over sidebar right, you can see we have recent posts. If you want to add something else, if I should click on this plus, you can see to show me all the things that are available I can add. If I want to add an image, okay, I can do so. If I should browse all, you can see there are a lot of things that you might want to put there. If you want to put a countdown, if you want to add some heading like this, let's see, if you want to add some media like image, if you want to add some of the, maybe you want to add category list, latest comments, if you want to add all of those things, you can also do so. Okay, so that's it for sidebar right. If you use sidebar left, there's no part of the website that is using the sidebar left, so there's nothing there. Now for column 1, there's nothing on column 1. Now, the next one that is of interest to us is our footer. So you can see footer 1. If I open it up, that is where we are having this. Okay, you can see the title, Zaka construction. This is where you can change it, and then this information here. So this is it right here. So if I show you the footer, so this is it. This demo is targeted in creating. See this content here. If you want to change it, you can see this demo is, this is where you can change it. Okay, and then you can change the title here. If you also want to add something else, this is the footer 1. Apart from this to the footer 1, you can see there's a plus button. Maybe you want to add social icon or additional text or widgets, you can do so. So as we've done for footer 1, also for footer 2. So for footer 2, this is footer 2 right here. Footer 2 is recent post. So you can see recent post. Footer 3 deals with contact information. So this is footer 3. So if you click on it, you'll be able to change all of this information right here. And if you are, you might be very creative with Elementor. If you want to change everything or rearrange or use something different, okay, you can also do so from this widget. But don't forget, anything you do, don't forget to always update. Okay, so there's an option to update. We didn't do any changes here. I only walk you through. So that's why there's no option to update. But once you make any changes, you'll be able to update that. All right, so now let me come back to our dashboard. Okay, so let me also come back right here to our website. So with this now, I've walked you through everything that you need to know about creating a website like this and updating the information. All right, so there are other things that you might want to do alongside creating your website, which could include creating a custom email. For example, maybe you want to have an email like prosper@gadgetgpt.com, or maybe info at, or email or contact us at yourwebsitename.com. So if you want to create a custom email with the domain that you've acquired, there's a separate video for that. I won't be going through it in this video so that this video won't be longer than necessary. All right, so you can also take a look at that. Now, in terms of plugins, okay, there are some other plugins you might want to also install, okay, for more functionalities and features. Example is Yoast. It's an SEO plugin. All right, so that will help your website in terms of SEO. This is it. So you can go ahead and install and activate. There's a separate video that will walk you through. There's another plugin I like to install, which is Chatty. Okay, so floating charts is, and then we also have Google Sites Kit. Okay, so this is another plugin that you can go ahead and install so that you can use. It makes it easy for you to add your website to Google Search Console and then to Google Analytics and the likes. All right. So with that, guys, I hope you've learned a lot in the course of this video. I've covered up everything that I need to cover. If there's any part you think I didn't mention or that I didn't talk about and you want me to also talk about it, let me know in the comment section below. And like I said earlier, all the important information, all the links and everything, I'm going to leave them in the description, and also that of the hosting so that you can take advantage of the 75% discount. You find the link in the description. I also left a timestamp so that if there's any part of this video you want to watch again, okay, so you can easily access it instead of watching all over again. So guys, thank you very much for watching. My name is Prosper, and with that, I'll see you all in another video. Bye for now.